Hmm. What should we do tonight? I was a bad, bad girl at Christmas. I was banned worldwide. Worldwide. It was, I don't know, the 12 Days of Christmas song. The one, where we had a free president. I'm sure they would have kept banning me because I did Bing Crosby and everybody. Oh, dang. We even having pops. We had like one huge explosion tonight. So um, there was like three in an hour, and then it was like pop, pop, pop. But we do live like not far from a shooting range, and like we've heard them throw off some big boys out there. Actually, one of the videos I did, man, you could just hear shooting behind me, and I didn't miss a beat. So I'm still hearing pops. Hi, Tim. Happy New Year's. Welcome. Um, I thought maybe I would scan the internet and look for, like, I don't know. Hi, Dallas. Happy New Year's. I would look for, like, maybe the dumbest New Year's Eve resolutions, right? So I went ahead and I found like 11 from 2016. So I don't know how to do the encoder and everything because I'd throw some shows up on here or something. It's coming. I was going to do something on chemtrails, and I was like, no, it's New Year's. We all need to be happy, 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 right? I'm really happy. I'll get into the good stuff. That's my Captain Morgan special. So, anyway, yeah, I actually I googled in. I found 11 dumbest New Year's resolutions. I don't do a New Year's resolution. I don't do it because if it takes you a whole year to figure out you failed, like you got some really huge tank saying, I'm going to lose weight. That's my New Year's resolution. And a year goes by and it gained 20 pounds. Hi, Miriam. Happy New Year's. You know what I mean? So, New Year's resolutions really, I always found them useless. And what I do is make up a list and fast track it. So, I give myself 12 tasks to do in a year. So, I'm either 12 times likely to fail or I get to do 12 completed tasks. You know that stuff like you always put off and you keep putting it off. Oh, did you guys see my black pearls? Yes, they're real. I got little matching earrings. Look at me. And a little bun on my head. And check it out. Thebes, the librarian. Nothing is getting by me tonight. Okay. So it's not gonna look like I can't read. I got the glasses. So, um, let's see. Well, we saw Aaron pass out nicely tonight. Yes. Gotta love Aaron. Oh my goodness. I worry about him. I do. Especially with that beard. I think he fell asleep with the cigarette. Our cowabunga dude's gonna be saying, "Fire department." Oh, there's more shit popping off. Sorry, we've been getting we had an explosion maybe around 3ish this afternoon, and then like two more, and I'm starting to hear more things. I don't think they're fireworks. I don't see anything. So, I don't know, maybe I should take the laptop outside and show you guys our beautiful pink sky. And then over that way, it looks pretty light. I mean, you see, it almost looks like they spray paint the night on now, and like somebody runs out of spray paint because you can see to the west. to the west, like 4 a.m. It just looks like the horizon is like daylight, not like the sun coming up, but daylight, and that's like 4:30 in the morning. So but we're Kev even he jumped out of bed. He was like, "What the heck was that?" We had a big old loud one. I'm hearing more stuff pop off, and I don't know. I mean, maybe some people from the south moved in and they're shooting off some really big guns. I doubt it. Kev knows all that stuff. I think he's heard every gun there is. So, I do have one person that is carrying the. I figured I would wait to put the whole noise of the ball drop because I'm kind of figuring, I don't know, we're just like the bad people. Yeah, Dallas, and this boom was so loud it shook the house. So Kev was like it was a transformer, but we never lost electric. So I've been listening to a bunch of stuff. But like I said, we got a gun range probably within a mile or two from us. So like we're accustomed to hearing at least gunshots. So but there goes ooh, more. I don't know if you guys can hear this. I should probably take the laptop outside. Whew. Oh, I'm dying to go. I gotta go get my glasses. I'm nearsighted. So and well, plus I need reading glasses, and my eyesight's getting a little bad. It used to be like 20/40 or whatever it was. There's Daria. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna do the think tank last night, and then I was like, well, I don't know how long we'll stay live tonight because it's New Year's. I don't know who else kind of got a little whoosh. So who knows how long we'll stay on. Um, it was just one of them. Y'all ever have one of them days? Just one of them days. It's like it just doesn't matter what you do. It's just you might as well be in a swamp trying to freaking just get your way out. And it doesn't matter what you do. Murphy's Law. That's my middle name, Murphy. Yes, that's for Murphy's Law. So old Murphy's Law hit me up, smacked me around all day long, right down to wearing my stinking New Year's Eve outfit. I gained like 5 pounds. Couldn't fit in my outfit. Don't you know, poor Kev heard about that? I hate my life. Come on, Mary, you know how it is. We got something we really want to wear. I think I should have tried it on a month early just so I could like trim down. It wasn't even like I ate like candy or anything through the holidays. We didn't go anywhere. That's probably the problem. We don't go anywhere. We don't do anything. And, then of course my feet got dirty after oh no, they got dirty when I got in the tub. I had to let all the water out, clean my feet, then get run more water for the tub. So it's just, I mean, with the pets, and I didn't vacuum, I didn't mop the floors. My bad. It's like just take a bath and you got to clean the whole house. Oh, Murphy's Pub. That's right. I'm hitting Murphy's Pub. So, showing we got 4 people in here. So, 11:03. It's a little early. Let me see. Let me read the 11 dumbest New Year's resolutions. And I have my glasses. So let's see. Let's see what they have. Can y'all hear me okay? Is the mic working? I've worked in my share of bars there, Tim. All right. So this is according. Oh, it's got to load up. I went and made sure that I reset the computer, and I don't really care if they smack me around with a something. So this is from Success. I don't know if it's a real magazine or not. So it's there goes another boom. It's 2016 on the Dizet Success Seekers. Oh, hold on. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, okay. I see what they're doing. Lose 20 pounds. Eat foods that don't shorten my lifespan considerably. Enjoy watching myself shrink rapidly. Get used to people asking me if I have cancer or something because they rarely see people get so skinny so freakily fast. Prepare to finance an entire new wardrobe. Which is way more of the actual problem than I'm thinking right now. Start liking and respecting myself. Begin hating the way I look and feel way more than I currently do. Do my part to help Europeans quit laughing at us as a nation because collectively we look like a bunch of giant roly-polies. When I eat, ask myself, specifically, am I putting in my body, what specifically am I putting in my body and why? Where did it come from originally? An open field or a laboratory? What will the inevitable outcome be if I do this repeatedly? Would Jesus eat this? Is it even real food or just a bizarre combination of random hazardous materials? What does red dye number 2 even mean? Picture my kids crying at my funeral, realizing I could have postponed that weepathon by probably 20 years if I would have taken the article I'm reading right this second more serious. Find more enlightened reasons to live besides zombily giving my body every single thing it asks for all day long. Zombily, like a zombie, new word. Someone has to make them up. Read this. Realize I don't have control over pounds, so it's a dumb resolution. I only have control over what I put in my mouth or a habitual basis. Pounds go up or down on their own, regardless of my resolving. Number 2, quit smoking. Invent a time machine and go back to the 1920s when no one knew smoking was another way of saying, I've decided to commit slow suicide and enjoy it. Smoke strictly during that time period so at least I can pretend I didn't know. Have the epiphany that smoking is for total losers. The Marlboro Man is not cool anymore. Neither is Joe Camel. Respect myself. Number 3, quit drinking. Ha. Just delete this one. I can't believe people actually made these resolutions. Number 4, start being on time to work. Realize conventional jobs are dinosaurs, 1 decade away from the ice age. Quit my job, start a business, hire people, and yell at them when they're late. Until the robots come. Then fire everybody and buy some robots who are notoriously punctual. Do not ever let the bots have rights. If your robots go on strike for any reason, physically destroy them all and buy new ones. Man, this is going to be so much easier than dealing with humans. I can't wait. Number 5, Start saving money. Start making so much money that it is impossible not to save it. To not save money should be like Mission Impossible, but actually impossible. Unlike the movie, say, money is easy to make out loud 500 times a day until it becomes true. In all seriousness, do you say, do you save your money? But don't make it a resolution. That's thinking in the wrong direction. Number 6, get out of debt. Number 7, go back to school. Punch myself. Number 8, learn something new. Read one book a month at least. Number 9, take a vacation. Transform my life into a permanent vacation. Think this one is a pipe dream? Well, come shadow me for a day and smoke on this. 10, get a better job. Discover why I was born and what I'm really good at. Go do that. Apply to myself for the job. Read Choose Yourself by James Altucher. 11, start volunteering. Here's my point. I really don't have one. But the following statement that I'm trying to think of as I type is going to be true, that no one in any dimension could possibly argue with it. Resolutions don't work because they simply because they imply that you're not already trying to accomplish them. A healthy, well-balanced, successful life should be the standard every day of every year of your entire life. It should never appear out of the blue as a random resolution or some special day. It has to be a lifestyle. They also don't work because they're focused on outer, superficial things that you have no control over. Losing weight is superficial. Being a healthy person is foundational. Values are much more powerful than goals. Goals are superficial. Values are fundamental. Goals are directional. Values are the drivers. If you have a goal to lose weight but don't value health and vanity, I promise you failure. Did I say vanity? I meant just health. People dieting and trying to lose weight aren't skinny. At least they don't stay that way for long. Healthy people dedicated to respecting their bodies are skinny. So, for example, I don't go on diets or count calories on my own scales or any of that normal, horrible sounding stuff. I simply decided a long time ago that I wanted to be a healthy person, feel good, and have shredded abs, crossed out, look my best. I value those things much more than monetary tastiness. It was just a logical decision. As a result, I've never had to set a resolution or a goal concerning health. As a matter of fact, it would be virtually impossible to improve my health. Here, okay, I didn't write this. Y'all know that, right? If I improve my health 1 iota, I'd probably never die. And since my only friends at that point would be vampires and Dick Clark, I have no desire for that. It's too dangerous. Wait, did Dick Clark die? Whatever happened to Dick? He may have died recently. Just pretend he's still alive for the sake of that's the funniest name for this paragraph. He's probably secretly still alive anyway. Dick don't die. Humanly speaking, because we could actually go deeper than this, non-humanly speaking, a lifelong commitment to personal growth makes resolutions and even goals irrelevant and unnecessary. I haven't set a goal in years. I mean, I write a wish list down every year, but I don't make a plan of attack and track it or anything obnoxious like that. I just work my ass off and stuff usually appears. The person passionately and consistently dedicating to improving in all areas of their life will never have to step on a scale, balance a checkbook, budget, Make resolutions or almost anything else the masses do. They'll just live leisurely, stress free. Place personal growth toward the top of your list of values. This will be nothing to resolve on January 1st, besides nothing. You'll just keep being skinny, productive, healthy, wealthy, and sexy. The end. Just in case you didn't get anything out of this article, here's the secret of the universe revealed. And then as a sign it says L. Alroy's. Rhinos are just fat unicorns. Happy New Year's. Hi, Ben. Hi, Gus. Okay, so that was like the 11 dumbest New Year's resolutions. And we'll see, but I agree. I agree because I don't do the resolutions. I always thought that they were kind of senseless. So I do put 12 things down on a list, but I'm fast tracking it, I guess, because I don't know. It just to take a whole year to fail at one thing. I mean that's just beating yourself up. So I do. I put a list down of 12 things I really want to accomplish during the year. And eating healthy, just when you're on a limited budget, I love it. Everybody's like, "Oh, eat organic." Would you ever pick up a head of lettuce for something that's organic? It's like $6. When you've got $200 a month to shop on, I'm sorry, just plain old $1.99 lettuce will do. Just wash it really good. Yeah, dicks don't die. Tim, it was in the article. I had to read it. So, you two always quiet on New Year's Day. Dun, dun. Yeah. My glasses are dirty. But anyway, see, I can read. I just don't. Usually I can never figure out where my glasses went. So, yes, look at this. I got the bun thing going. See that? Woo. I got little sparkly things in there. Look. So, at about, I don't know, 12:30, the bun comes out. Then I got to do this thing. Shake. Put the glasses on. Oh. No, it's just it's pinstripe. It's I got a little skirt on. I got my white little bartender shirt on. And a little teeny skirt. And my Cinderella shoes. Phoebes don't wear shoes. I got socks on. With hair on the bottom. Ew. Yeah. My socks match the outfit. Look at this. There's hair everywhere. Ugh. That's it. I'm making a pen in the backyard. All the animals are going out. So, yeah, the intentions are really good. I got the little magic Cinderella slippers. Yes. They're not really slippers, but they're shoes. Shoes don't belong on your feet. They belong in some really nice man's hands. I'm telling you. The two girl cats, they, even Maury. I mean, I walk around, sometimes I got feathers in my hair. It's not that I have a feather pillow, it's the parrot. Bruce, you're going to spend a lot of time in pet stores. Which means you're going to take a lot of puppies and kittens home. Dallas does Dallas. Oh, Gus, you know what happens when I follow your links? I was a bad girl. Okay, the 12 Days of Christmas, that was all on me. That's the one they banned me for. Fluffers. I don't know how many times I've seen that yellow thing go across my screen either. Dallas does Dallas. That's funny, huh? Oops, wrong one. Let me see, Gus. Where are you trying to lead me down the rabbit hole? You notice? Gus has a wrench here. Gus never gets a wrench. Jimmy! Happy New Year's! Yay, you're here. The whole crowd's here. Wow, cool. You know, on that video that got banned, there was like 213 views. I was like, whoa. And then they snatched that shit right up. It was banned worldwide. And it was over that silly little 12 Days of Christmas where we had a free president. You know, Bruce, Happy New Year's. So oh, Gus, you're so trying to get me in trouble. Okay. Maybe we can get through the whole song without getting a strike and banned worldwide. Jimmy. I got out the special sauce. No, Jimmy. We even if we did go out, we wouldn't be going out tonight. He's been waiting for me to go live. He stays in the back room and he watches the streams. So yeah, right. I wasn't gonna open it. This is one of the ones that I like my Captain Morgan now. This is one of the ones I was like saving for when crap hits the fan. So I was like, you know what? I touched the computer. I was watching something and I saw the New Year's Eve ball dropping. Got to tell you guys about it because naturally, if anything does happen, you're gonna say you're nuts. So, yeah, between the 8-second and 6-second on the ball, I got like a jolt because I like went to pull the. Yes, it's Captain Morgan's. It was one of the special ones. See the captain there? This is one of the special ones that you're supposed to just collect. I'm all out of hooch. It is 11:21. Dallas, hold on. Yes. Well, it's just a Cannon Blast, so I don't know if it was limited edition or not. My car don't run. Well, my car can't be roadworthy because I didn't pay the taxes on it. I don't know why they make you pay taxes on a stinking 1997 car. So, and then whatever, the water keeps poof in the thin air. It's been to the mechanic 3 times. 3 times. So, Kev, he took it up to the gas station yesterday and today, and I'm like, you realize the tags are expired because we couldn't get it inspected because it's broke down. So his car don't start, and I'm like, that's it. I'm going tomorrow. I'm buying him a distributor cap. I'm putting it on. Not the mechanic, not anything. Sunday he was out there at 7 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning to see if his car would start. It is cold, Jimmy. It's winter time. It's like, I don't know, constant 40 degrees. I might have cracked a block. because I put like a gallon of water in it, not even a mile from home, and that puppy was redlining. It was so hot. I mean, it's ran hot so many times, so for all I know, I could have cracked the block. But at one point, the mechanic thought because of the lawn people, they'd come by with one of those. I don't know where the water's going. I can't see how it can evaporate 1 gallon in less than a mile. So whatever, wherever the water's going. I mean, I haven't put the cardboard under the car and filled it up and took it for a ride, and I can't now because it couldn't get inspected for water. Might be. Oh, Ed, hold. Oh, you don't see it. Go to live chat, Ed. Yeah, that too. Jimmy, you know what? The thing is that the last time I took it in, they thought that it was because of the lawnmower people. I got grass growing up by the firewall. I mean, it's not inside the engine, but it's under the hood. I got grass growing in my engine. That I don't know. I couldn't even get the oil cap off. I don't know who put the oil cap on there or who put oil in there. I was stranded on the side of the road. So, hmm. But anyway, that one isn't actually legal on the road and his doesn't start. So tomorrow I'll probably jump his car. It seems if we jump it, it goes. But he did change the wires and the plugs, and he didn't want to go the whole $90 to get the whole set. So I don't care if I got to buy a whole nother set. I mean, we need one working car that it doesn't take 2 hours to start. Yeah, it knocked. Even, I mean, it's an old car, Jimmy. It's a 1997. I've had it for 4 years. I paid maybe $3,700 for it. Yeah, it's clinking, it's knocking, it's got a valve tap. It's old. I was hoping that we would trade it in on something else, but we're still waiting, and I didn't even go grocery shopping today. It was like I I know if I got in my car and drove it with no inspection, and I mean it's got insurance. There's a lot wrong with it, Jimmy. It's really old. It served its purpose. If it cost me $1,000 a year for a car, you know what I mean? Actually, it didn't even cost that. I mean, what do people usually make in payments? And I just buy the cars outright. I don't do the payment thing. I'm not going to help the bankers get rich. Er, rich. Er. So yeah, I don't believe in taking a loan out for a car. I'll pediddle screw. I'll go to a used car lot and yep. I don't need this. I wonder. Hmm. Hold on. We get a couple more jingles out of this. Whoop. Slide in and slide out. Ed said he did. I don't. Ed, where are you located? Oh, Ed, if you block people, yeah, that's on you. I hope you didn't block me. Oh, so Kev, he actually was outside and looked up this evening, and he was like, "Hun, the clouds are pink." I said, "I've been telling you that." I said, and look over to the west because it still looks like it's light out. Our sun's supposed to. Of course, silver skies. The bird was yapping all day long because, I mean, I don't know if it's all parrots, but my parrot, she looks for that flock. So she walked around 4 o'clock every day in the evening, in the winter, it gets to be like a certain color out. So then she starts squawking and she's trying to call in her flock. And, in the summer it's a lot later, but we get like just silver days. It's not, the sun came out a teeny bit today for maybe an hour or two. That was it. But I mean, we woke up, it was foggy, it was cloudy, then it rained again. So, yeah, so he went out tonight and he's like, "Hun, you ought to see how pink the clouds are." I said, "Of course they're pink, honey, it's raining." Well, I mean, I could take the laptop out there. I don't know how good it's going to be though. But I mean, we could try. You can see my pink clouds and then look over the other way and see where it looks like it's breaking day here. I mean, it's definitely a phenomenal. He just never realized it was all that bad. So I was like, yeah, hon, I'm up like a lot during the night. I just don't sleep good, or I wake up early, or I go to bed late, or I don't want to take the sleeping pills. I'm afraid if they kick in the door or something, you know what I mean? So, but we're going to try to keep it on a positive note. Who's got, oh, it's 11:30. Hold on. I know somebody that's actually, I'm going to go live from a live. Here, let's see how this works out, right? Ooh, -45 wind chill in North Dakota. Cold and snow in Mideast bring in the new year. This is Grand Supreme.
Like to cry,
Huh.
All right, so this is the main video right here. So this is live, guys. This is live.
Ooh. Oh, they're just setting it up. Now, as long as they don't play music, we should be okay. Yeah, it's y'all notice the little bun thing? Huh? I got a little sparkly. It's a lot of hair. Kind of feels like something landed on the top of my head. Like a bird's nest. I haven't worn my hair up in forever. You know what? I gotta start taking that D3. I was snippy today, and I'm wonder what they put in the chemtrails. Because I'm not usually snippy. I mean, it was just kind of a bad day. It was just like I was making dinner. Not one spoon fell, but both of the spoons fell, and I was like, I had sauce all over the cabinets, and yeah, Dallas, you're young. You need your sleep. you I mean, I know you work late and sleep late, but you got to make sure of all people that you just shut everything down at a certain time, black out your windows. So, Uh-oh. I bet we can get away with it. Aren't we always pushing? Oh, let's see the drummer, man. Watch them sticks. We're 30 seconds into almost a 5-minute song. Dallas, you got to get that D3 in. Cool, you got some. Froggy, Happy New Year's. Yay. Aaron fell asleep. I think he started drinking too early. Dallas, you know what? We always call it, because, I used to bartend and everything, and we called it the night for, what do you call it? Okay. New drunks. So, yeah, all the professional drunks just stay home. So, there's people that wait once a year and then they go out and they get hammered on New Year's and then they think they can drive. Oh no, I've only had 3 glasses of wine, and they don't drink any wine all year long. Same as the professionals. We don't. I'm not a professional, but from working in bars, I don't even want to take a taxi cab out. Yeah. I got, these are pretty dark. But in the daytime, I usually swing it by. But it's usually always silver here. Even when the sun comes out, there's no real blue skies anymore, you know? Yeah, do that. Dallas, you definitely need to get that in there. What do you got, 10,000 units? I'm not sure what mine is. I think it might be 10,000 units. Was it liquid? You say it tastes a bit strong. I got the pill form. Mm. Dallas at D3 because you don't sleep good. If you get like I don't know why I was so snippy today. I guess the birds and gray skies again and more rain. We can't take any more rain. I mean, I could throw up a couple boards out there and some caution tape, and I could run it out for a mud fighting pin. Bruce, didn't you hear the silliest New Year's Eve resolutions? You can change it. I don't know what I'm doing this year. It isn't midnight yet, so you don't have to stick to anything. Oh yeah, vitamin K. The vitamin K is real good for the muscles. Oh, Dallas, I've never had the liquid kind, but that'll ensure that you don't get depressed too. Yeah, a lot of people get depressed in the winter because of lack of vitamin D. It's what it comes down to. It's not really the holidays, it's the lack of the vitamin D. Because naturally our days are shorter. So it just makes sense. So that's really good. Dallas, keep me updated on that. How you're starting to do. Why do pinto beans make you fart, but not black beans? I thought all beans made you pass gas. You made me say fart. I don't say fart. I say fluff. I don't know, Bruce. I mean, baked beans will even give you gas. I heard my grandkids, I'll make some hot dogs and beans. They're like, I bet when they go into that back room, they hold each other's heads under the covers. I always hear, Meemaw! That's little Sean. He still has that squeaky little voice. Yeah, it's fluff. I don't know. I don't really eat. I don't like black beans. There's no real taste to them. They're just kind of white beans. Now kidney beans. I like to make some good chili out of them. Dallas, I'm telling you, I want to know about. Yeah, it is. Wait till you really start balancing out with that vitamin D. You're going to be like, oh my goodness. And you've probably dealt with that like since you were a kid. And because I was just all like, today, it was just like everything went wrong and it was hence burritos. That's right, Ed. My mama, she never ever said fart. She said, oops, I fluffied. And she usually would jump up like a little bunny. She'd go, oops, I fluffied. Like it would scare her. She knew it was coming. She should have just said, excuse me. But we were always taught that you never ever pass gas in front of anyone. You get up and you go to the bathroom. And apparently when my mama got older, she couldn't make it that far. She just let it rip. Oops, I fluffied. Yeah. No, we don't eat a lot of beans. I got beans and rice, but baked beans because we don't care for the other beans. I mean, I have kidney beans. I got refried beans. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to trade somebody some food. Somebody probably want those refried beans a lot more than baked beans or something. I'll do baked beans over rice, but I'm not into all the other beans. Peas for pea soup. There's some carrots in it, but not a big bean eater. My mom was Italian, so. Bruce, there's no taste to me. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or you're supposed to, I don't know, soak them for a year in vinegar or something. Because there's never any taste. It doesn't matter where I've eaten them. And I mean, sometimes I can taste like a sweet sauce, but the bean itself, no taste to me. Cut the cheese. You know what? I'm not even going to waste my money on them. I guess some people like them, some people don't. I'd be happier with kidney beans. Kidney beans have some taste to me. Uh-oh, it's getting close. 11:41. Hmm. Christmas. Yeah, okay, them kind of beans. Yeah, I'm not a real big bean eater. Oh, geez, it's playing some kind of screechy. Then people are all bundled up. Hey, if we're gonna go down, it's gonna be for. I wonder if it's a meme corner. Yeah, no. I don't know why Tanya got kicked off last night. I mean, she was, unless it was those burnout cards. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even like those. I'm not even into tacos. Like now I'll make like a wrap. I'll do some baked chicken or grilled chicken, and then some lettuce and tomatoes and some sour cream, and then I have a sweet and sour sauce that like I'll just dab all over that wrap. But I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not really into Mexican food. Well, Gus, you know what? One things I'm really gonna miss if poop hits the fan, bread and butter. Just bread and butter. Now, I actually have to write it down. I found a three-part recipe. um, I think it's active yeast and maybe flour and salt. But you can bake it out in the sun. You know, it's like it takes like 12 hours to rise, and then you put it outside under the sun, and you do sun tea too. So there's a couple recipes I found in case poop hits the fan for bread, because I'm a bread eater. Ooh, beer, egg, flour, and salt. What about yeast? You gotta use yeast, or is the beer the yeast? I mean, trust me, when poop hits the fan, if I got a beer, I don't know if I'm gonna make bread or drink it. Bruce, you were so funny when you went and opened up your chat that one day. You looked like you were scared. We all love you though. Liz, hey, Chameleon Lizard, Happy New Year's. Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. It's actually, is it? Well, yeah, it is yeast, but the hops, I guess, makes the yeast. I got those little packets, liquid bread. I could tell, Bruce. We were trying so hard to make you feel comfortable. You just look like you were trying to jump out of your skin. You were like, okay, I could go now. Even me, as yakety yak as I am, I didn't quite. I mean, I tried to do some comedy, and I tried to do all that, and just to find my niche. And it's hard. Happy New Year's, Lizard. We're all just hanging out. 11:46. Um, Let me see. That's for the ball to drop. So, oh, well, we can all adopt Ed, huh? How about that? Well, you must be in the Midwest, Ed. It's 11:47 East Coast. So you get to have like New Year's what? Three actually we can all have New Year's three times. We can tune into a a TV station for the Midwest, and then we could go California time. So we can have three New Years. As be going like this. uh, hmm. I think we all been palling around for about a year. Wonder where is Cece lately? Is she trying to do a mirror on Alex? Uh Pete Santilli lost he went down on YouTube, he went down on two other platforms I think, and I don't know if it was for showing Alex Jones um, about David Knight. I don't know if that's why, but Pete got removed. Um, there was a link that Gus dropped. I had no access. It said it was unavailable, and then Tanya went to the same link, and it was with David Knight. Tanya went to the same link, and it said that sorry it didn't exist. Figures Canada would say sorry. You know what I mean? That's like a big joke. Everything in Canada is sorry, right? Here it just said unavailable. So I don't know if maybe that whole thing with CenturyLink going down, maybe they added something new to the AI because we've gotten away with a lot. Yeah, well, Pete Santilli won, Bruce. I haven't been able to pull that up. I'm pulling them up under Pete Santilli too. Now I have MeWe. I was gonna go over, look at this hair sticking. Yep, I did that. um, I can't get the Pete Santilli 1 channel live. I always get him on Pete Santilli 2. Yeah, I got MeWe. My main computer. All of a sudden, the color got real wanky. I don't know what happened. It didn't have an update, but the screen has all this crap on the side. I don't know what I did because I was looking to. I guess maybe I'll do it next week on chemtrails because I got that one slideshow I made of me. And I pulled up a bunch of stuff, and then I was going to tell a story about the chemtrails that personally happened to me. I found most of my notes. So the crap that went on here, and Tanya was like, "Nah," she said, "just keep it light tonight. Don't go into the chemtrails." So we're gonna keep it light. I wonder what else we can. Oh, wait a minute. You know, before a copyright strike, I always thought that you had 45 seconds. Hi there, Ian. I always thought you had like 45 seconds of any clip or any music. So I gotta check out the copyright laws on that. Bruce, I think we all stalk you. We were all looking for a Santa this year. You had that big old beard, but you actually do look like Bruce Wayne. CNN. Oh, goodness. Oh, she's trying to give celebrations to CNN, ABC. Oh, my goodness. The freaks are out. And they're actually patting each other on the back. You did a great job, CNN. You lied to most of the American people. You did your job. They're fighting like mofos now. Yeah. I wish there was something. I mean, I don't know what I can do. I don't have the whole link thingy. You know, I did the whole The thing is, they're just going to try to shut us all down. And even if it's just an open chat forum for all of us to hang out and be together on New Year's, that's cool. Yeah, Batman better have a farm if he keeps petting all them puppies and kittens, because that means he's hanging out in the pet stores. Jimmy, people, I'm telling you, yesterday, in my mind, I saw the ball drop between 8 and 6. It went like 8, 7, 6, 5. Maybe it hit 5. And then I went to move the computer. I went, ooh. It was like the anxiety was so crazy. And a couple other chat rooms, I heard a couple other people saying that they were nervous about when the ball drops, and specifically New York City. And I thought to myself, isn't that where we always watch the ball drop? So I don't know if other people get what I do, but it was I can't actually say it was like being electrocuted, but it was like a one of those moments, and then the anxiety. So I hope nothing. I hope everything just is cool and mellow. And oh, Froggy, we're not even gonna bring that up tonight. We got Dallas in here. It's good. Liz, it's hot here. It was like 75 degrees in my house. For me, that's really hot. I mean, I like it to be around 65. Oop, we got winds. You can always hear the winds here. You want to hear a funny? Oh, yeah, I want to hear a funny story. You type it, I'll read it. Well, Ed, yeah, no fake news about that, huh? That's not true. The older you get, the more you learn to enjoy descending. Mm-hmm. Knee deep, knee deep. Funny. Oh, now they're singing. What are they singing? Who is that? I don't know who that is. Look like a young girl with silver hair. We know who this is, though. You realize we gotta keep just doing a little I thought I did kind of good when I voiced over Carnival. So I never got busted for that one. I'm thinking maybe the A works off of because there was no way it could find a program, because I used the old tech with it. So, there was nothing put into the show. So I'm thinking maybe they have the voice prints or something. But I think all that power and everything going out. Bruce, they're coming home. Our troops are coming home. Did anybody see the RX-22 report? Somebody's actually seeing it that Russia wants open communications with America, big time. So even what I've been saying, I said I don't think Russia's the boogeyman. I mean, so pretty much or is it X-22 report? Oh, here it comes. The ball's gonna drop. Here it goes. Okay, go to the link. It's clicking. $33, $32, $31, $30, $29. When they start doing all these seconds? I thought when it got to 10. Fine, they're dropping the ball. Baby. Kev. They're dropping the ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year's! Yay! Oh, there's Kissing Bandit. Happy New Year's. And look at us all gathered together. Who is that? Uh-oh. I better turn that down. Happy New Year's, baby. Yeah, well, we can't go too far on that. Hold on, I gotta check outside. I'm hearing like noise. Bangs. And I got tinkle. Be right back. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this. I got tinkle anyway. Out here in the country, the rednecks don't play. These are shotgun shells y'all are hearing. Do you guys hear this? See the shotgun shells, or we're under attack? Gigi? The girls are in there. She's gonna be running the gauntlet. Y'all hear this crap? I don't know if you can hear it. This was a little bit more than a shotgun shell. They're absolutely nuts out here in the country. Can anybody hear the gunfire here? I don't know if y'all can see my pink sky. Let's see. Nope. They're just ooh. That might have been fireworks. My sky is lighting up a little bit back there. I mean, you can't tell. It's so cloudy. But, hey, we don't even need a copyright strike. All I had to do was come outside my door and we could hear it all going bing, bang, boom. Sounds like someone's shooting something metal. Tin. But, even though it's nighttime, it really doesn't look like nighttime out here. So I'm just going to give you pictures of the sky. See that? Woohoo! How? How? Okay. Some pink. I don't know if you guys can see it. Man. And if anybody thinks I'm worried, these are all country folk. Crap hits the fan, we would be the cleanup crew. I love my neighbors. Yeah, Dallas. You know what? 20 years ago, I can't tell you how many checks people would have to write out for the first month because they all kept putting 2018. You tear it up, rip it up. Now everybody just uses a debit card, ATM. Dallas, not quite fireworks. They're guns. I think I heard a little bit of TNT. Oh, Bruce. So yeah, that's not fireworks. Those are big guns, Dallas. That's thunder. Long thunder. Y'all hear that? That was what, like a 30-second rumble? That's not the first time the thunder. We had some this summer. There was a whole rectangle that was burnt from my backyard. And whoever used to live here before actually had one of those underground wired systems to keep their dogs in, you know, so if they went out of the boundaries, they'd get shocked. So, but anyway, one day I went out and all the grass was fried just in that area. But also that same day, we must have had like a mini dirt devil or a little twister that went by, because it like knocked a few chairs down, left the table, left everything sitting on the table. 2 of the chairs were knocked down. There was an empty gallon of water on the stairs, and it knocked down the neighbor's fence and knocked down a tree. So we had like some really weird stuff go on. Oh, you hear pop, pop, pop. No, sounds like it's getting low. Hey, even Mother Nature sounded off. Y'all heard that thunder rolling, right? So, nope, they're still popping off. I gotta use the bathroom. I'm gonna sit this out here so y'all can enjoy how country folk do this. So, I'll be right back. Gigi, don't you knock over Mama's computer. Good girl. You coming in? Y'all still listening to all the gunshots? Yes, Year of the Wall. That would be so cool. I wish I knew more about the guns. I could like sit here and tell you, oh, there went like a buckshot. I know these ain't no handguns, not around here. That's a big one there. Here's Gigi. Say hi, Gid. Oh, don't fall. She lost her balance. Oh, no, no, not the laptop. Gigi. However, the thunder really made it happen tonight. I mean, it was like, I don't think my tummy's ever growled that long. Ready? Everybody howl. Howl! Howl! Okay, now my face is gonna distort. No, I'm joking. Ain't gonna happen. Still, I don't know if y'all can hear it, man. There's just everybody popping off, just shooting. I just hope the dumbasses aren't shooting in the air. Wonder if y'all can see this better now with some light on out here. I mean, what would be at a better cover than to land on New Year's Eve when most dumbasses are shooting guns off, right? Just saying. We could be under attack right here. Ed, you can hear that? You getting the sound on this pretty good? Hmm. Yeah, I'm telling you, and now it's a little further in the distance. Would be a good cover though, right? There's always some, maybe not in the cities, but I mean, I've always lived like burbs country, so there's a good possibility that possible if I was the bad guy, I'd do it. Then again, if I want to come take your guns, I'd do it Christmas morning. Yeah, right. I'd be a cute one because I got that blonde hair going, right? Oh, see, you got the cheekbones. Oh, I'm not. I'm not even gonna say. I'm you know who, but I do have high cheekbones and chubby cheeks too. My bomb bottle's empty. That's my Captain Morgan's. I got one that's coconut too. Get put a little of that coconut in there. Mix that up with some pineapple juice. Ooh, it's so good. Very low alcohol though. I used to go out bar hopping on the back of a Harley, and I'd be drinking Captain then all day long, and I just never really got drunk. However, I did pass out. One time I passed out going, I woke up, we were going sideways. Apparently, somebody tried to beat a light or something. You know, like, I guess nobody sets off firecrackers anymore. But actually, I don't know how good you guys could see it, but beyond the street light, let me see. Now, there is no city that way. Hold on. But if you can see, that's the west. You can actually get a good view of it. It looks like daylight over there. So we've got pink clouds this way. It's all pink. It's like they just like took spray paint and just spray painted the sky. They spray paint the night here, and it's just like it runs out right at the horizon over there. About 4 o'clock in the morning, you would swear it's just getting dark, or I don't know. It's like silver or white. So nice, good breeze out here. Wait, the bomb ball. That's alcohol abuse, Bruce. Silly man. Oh, Bruce, most of them are over. We had some nice long thunder. Some, some hurt them. I'm hearing gunshots still. Oh, boom. There was a loud boom today, and then there was like a series of three. Kev was like, that was a transformer. Whether it was or not, it didn't affect our electric. Don't say that. This is the big TV Kev got. And that's the way country folk celebrate New Year's around here. Of course, not me. That's a waste of ammo. Yeah, I like to think I'm a conservative. Okay, does the bun come out? Can I take the bun out now, guys? I was all elegant. I couldn't fit into my dress. It's like trying to put 10 pounds of potatoes in a 5-pound bag, right? Right, Ed? I waited. I had my first drink at, I guess, 11. So I'd had several drinks on Christmas by the time I got banned worldwide, though. I'm proud of that. Uh-oh. What are we going to do? Hey, so I mean, like, so can I take the hair out? Can I take the hair down now? Okay, it was cute for a while. I don't like my hair up. My mom used to love my hair up. Gosh, I've been sleeping so crappy. The sofa is old and it sags. And then there's this horrible little spring that comes up and nails me, and it's like all night long. It just wakes me up. And it's bad enough I got all the muscle problems and I'm always trying to stretch. Yeah, I can do that, right? But look, I put really beautiful little clips in. See? All sparkly and shiny. Wait, should I put the glasses on? Everybody always wants to see the librarian letting her hair down, right? Let me see. I think there's 6 clips. They're still just going off and uh-oh. It bit me. Oh, did you guys hear they shut down the Amsterdam airport today? Apparently, it was a boom threat. You know, if we say that one word, AI is going to be here in a minute. It's still wet. Oops. Ow. There you go. Fluffy. It's back. Oh. I can imagine the knots tomorrow. There you go. I got my hair back. Oof. I was just trying to mess around earlier, and I was trying to get the hair up there, and then I brushed it all up, and then I had to take it down. Oh my God, it was so knotted. My hair got caught on hangers today. It got where else? It was getting caught everywhere. I was like, oh man. Oh, it sounds French, Gus. When you say Providence, province. There's the province of Rhode Island. But Louisiana had provinces. There wasn't like little cities or anything like that. Everything was like St. John's or St. something. It was really French out there in Louisiana, but I was right by where they do the Mardi Gras. Is that Friesland or Friesland? I gotta get, I gotta get. I think it's an accent thing, huh, Gus? Friesland? Did I say it right? I should take another language this year. Not that it's a resolution. Parish. Okay, yeah, okay. It's not provinces, it's parishes. Thank you, Tim. Leeuwarden. Leeuwarden. I think everyone in America always wanted to go to Amsterdam so they'd go to a bar and smoke pot. But I heard there's a lot more things than that going on there. I don't need glasses anymore. Hair's down. Yay. Y'all can see my pretty little necklace too. So do you want to see the dress I was going to wear had I not been a chunky monkey? I'm going to show you. Be right back. So in any event, had I not gained 5 pounds, this was the dress I would have worn with my hair up. And I was dying to wear that dress for 3 years. If I'd have known that, I could have lost 5 pounds in a week. I should have tried it on a week ago. Hmm. Ooh, tulips are beautiful. Yes, it's that bad. Dallas, is it legal there? Guess what? Yeah, my eyesight's actually that bad. I have to to read the chat. Who is like, I felt so bad because the one time I was like trying to read something. Uh oh. That was close. Uh-oh. That was really close. That almost sounds like a neighbor. Oh, I better check that. Hey, that dumbass must be one of our neighbors. Hey, get off that cord. Bad kitty. Hmm. Yeah, that was like that was close. Three Bruces. Bruce, next year we gotta dress you up like Santa Claus. You had the beard thing going and all. Yeah, it's I guess somebody in the neighborhood was just it was a weak gun. It wasn't anything to worry about. I think my gun's probably louder than that thing they shot off. Sound like a little 22. Oh, yay. Huh. I wonder what kind of trouble can we get in. You know what? Let's play the X-22 report. Yeah, we're going to do it. Uh-oh, there's four things that popped up. Yeah, we're going to do it. Dumb commercial, dumb commercial, dumb commercial. You guys hear that okay?
Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X-22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1754B, and today's date is December 31st, 2018, and the title of the episode is The First Alarm Bell. This will kick off everything. Let's get into the economic collapse, political, and geopolitical news. Now, here we are again at the end of the year. And by the way, I just want to wish everyone a healthy and happy new year and enjoy the day and be with your family, rest, relax, because there's a lot coming up in this new year.
My sister swears
Now, we know
stress
that
gave
a
her
lot of things are going to
cancer.
go active in the beginning of 2019. We know that Q has told us about the first alarm bell is about to ring. And we're going to be discussing what that first alarm bell might be
I ran out of
and
Pepsi.
how it most likely will kick off pretty much everything from that point on. And things will go downhill for the
First
deep state, the
cigar of
mainstream
the
media,
year.
and everything else that they're holding on to.
I love
It will
these
just
things.
completely destroy everything that they've been telling the world. All the propaganda
I
will
was told
completely
some men
disappear.
think
Of course,
stars
they'll
are
fight
sexy.
against it,
This is,
but it will be a losing
I guess,
battle.
like a lady cigar.
First, I wanted to start off with the firm that warned Americans of Russian bots. And we talked about this a while back, about this report where there were individuals where they paid for a firm to create these Russian bots during the elections. And the co-founders of the cybersecurity firm New Knowledge warned Americans in November to remain vigilant in the face of Russia efforts to meddle in U.S. elections. Now, this month, as we know, they've been
dropped my
exposed
Bobby
for
pin.
doing just that. They
Yeah.
created Russian
I can't
bots,
stand not having something
and
in
they
the
used
background.
them in the elections. Now, we learned that New Knowledge was running its own disinformation campaign. Propaganda war
I gotta
against
keep
Americans,
licking my
you
lips.
could say,
These are
complete
good.
with
They're
fake
closed.
Russian bots designed to discredit Republican candidate Roy Moore
I can see
as a
everything y'all are typing.
Russia-preferred candidate when he was running for the U.S. Senate in Alabama in 2017. New Knowledge, they are the firm that created a mini army of fake Russia bots and fake Facebook groups. The accounts, which had Russian names, were made to follow Moore. An internal company memo boasted that New Knowledge had orchestrated an elaborate false flag operation that planted the idea that the Moore campaign was amplified on social media by Russia Botnet. And individuals paid for this. Reid Hoffman, the billionaire co-founder of LinkedIn, he contributed about $750,000 to American Engagement Technologies.
That's the link.
We spent
for
about $100,000 on the New Knowledge
If you want to hop
experiment.
on over, give them a thumbs up.
So when people tell you about all these Russia bots and all these things, we really need to analyze where these things came from. I mean, yes, they might have Russian names. The
I
mainstream
know
media
I
might say
borrow
yes,
it.
they're coming
I'm
from
not
Russia, but
monetized
most
in
likely
any way. I don't
they were
ask for
created
any
someplace
money,
else.
but it was
Most
good
of the time,
content.
the intelligence agencies.
I know if I play
Another
any
report
music,
came
they're
out, and this
just
is
gonna...
coming from the Government Accountability Office, which shows the Internal Revenue Service has more than
I can't
3,000
wait. I'm
handguns
going.
and 3
I'm
million
going.
rounds
I look,
of
I check for
handgun
my gray
ammunition
hairs. I'm like,
in its criminal
it's gonna be
investigation
so cool
divisions
when I
alone.
go gray.
Now, according to the
I
GAO,
just hope I don't
the
get
criminal
like
investigation side of the
that
IRS
weird
also
gray
has
hair.
554 rifles, the majority of which are semi-automatic, but automatics are also included. They have an excess of 5 million rounds of ammunition for the weapons,
yeah.
including the ammunition for the handguns. Now, this
When
is
I get
kind of
out in the
strange
sun in
because
the summer,
this has to do with
man, it
taxes.
goes so blonde.
Couldn't you get the police force to go after those individuals? Why does the IRS have all of this?
This is the shit.
And
here.
why
Listen.
are they allowed to spend $38.8 million on firearms and $325 million on ammunition
million.
and
On ammo.
$1.14 billion on tactical equipment? I mean, are they creating an army to go after the American people? Remember, the IRS is part of the central banking system. The IRS really didn't exist until the central banking system became in existence. So once we get rid of the central banking system,
Overpour.
do we really need the IRS anymore? Do we need all these tax regulations?
No, we don't need
Most
the IRS.
likely not. This was all created for them, not for the American people. Now, Trump has been out there, and he's been tweeting out like crazy about the wall, about the government shutdown. And this is his tweet today on December 31st. An all-concrete wall was never abandoned, as has been reported by the media. Some areas will be concrete, but the experts at Border Patrol prefer a wall that is see-through, thereby making it possible to see what is happening on both sides. Makes
Doubt.
sense to me. He continued on.
Yeah,
A campaign on border security, which you cannot
That was a
have
good one.
without a strong and powerful wall. Our southern border has long been an open wound, where drugs, criminals, including human traffickers, and illegals
I just
would
say
pour
hop on
into
over to the
our
link
country.
and give them a
Dems
thumbs up.
should get back here and fix now.
In my head.
President and Mrs. Obama built a 10-foot wall around their D.C. mansion compound. I agree. Totally necessary for their safety and security. The U.S. needs the same thing, slightly larger version. And if you do go online,
I'm gonna fly
they
away.
are creating
I'm taking off any
this
minute.
wall. It's brick pillars, and in between the brick pillars, it's going to be a slotted fence. It's 10 feet high, and it's going around their house. Now, what's very interesting about all these people that say we don't need a wall, we don't need border security, we don't need any of this, why do they always put it up around their homes? Why do they always have armed guards?
I think they need to just take their
Why
doors off.
do they need it for their home, and we don't need it for our country's home? Think about that for a
Maybe
second.
they think we don't
Because
practice.
the people who wanted to come to this country, who wanted to enter this country, they would have to go to the proper entrance. If you wanted to visit the Obamas, I mean, if you really wanted to do this, you wouldn't climb over the fence, would you? Would you go to their entrance? Because they're forcing you with the wall to go to their entrance, because I'm sure they have security guards and cameras around their wall. Same thing with America.
Ed, we're waiting
to come
for
into
you.
the country, you need to go to the entrance. And at the entrance, you'll be vetted, just like at Obama's house. Maybe through a guard or a loudspeaker. Who are you? Where are you coming from? Let me see some ID. They're vetting them. People coming into this country, they're also going to be vetted. Criminal background check. Who are you? Why are you leaving your country? Same exact thing. Actually, John Kerry, out in France, he's kind of in a battle right now. His family is fighting for border security. They want to put up a security fence. Now, this is against the regulations, the laws in France, because I believe
John Kerry wasn't the only one in a different country that was fighting to put walls or fences around their house. Wasn't Hillary, within the last 6 months, wasn't she hooting and hollering about immigrants and something over in Europe? Just saying.
they live on the beach. They have a villa there, and they have the right of passage for the public. And they want to put up the wall because they're afraid of terrorists and immigrants. So they're in a battle right now with France and the people of France. So this is very interesting. All the people that say we don't need this, they're doing it for themselves. And if you look at the Clintons and you look at the rest, they all have walls. It's amazing to me. Now, out in Syria, we know that Trump is bringing the troops home. We know that the wars out in Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Iraq, the rest, they were all made up by the deep state. Yes, they convinced us, they lied to us, they lied to the American people, they used propaganda, they used events to force us into thinking we needed to go to war in all these countries. But what they've been doing is they've been supporting their system. And they tricked us. So Trump said, you know something, I'm going to be ending the wars out in all these places because he knows, he understands, he has all the intelligence. These are fake wars. We should have never been there in the first place. And the corporate media, they don't know what to do with this.
Fake.
And people who are saying, oh, Trump should be bringing the troops home, but he's sending out more troops, they criticize him that way. When he's bringing the troops home, they criticize him for bringing the troops home. He tweeted out the following: I'm the only person in America who could say that I'm bringing our great troops back home with victory and get bad press. It is fake news and pundits who have failed for years that are doing the complaining. If I stayed in endless wars forever, they would still be unhappy. I'm sure if he came out with I cured cancer, they would say curing cancer is racist, curing cancer is not allowed, and they would criticize him for that. It doesn't matter really what he does because we know the mainstream media and the intelligence operatives, they have a completely different agenda. They don't want him in there because they know what he knows, and he's going to produce it very soon along with all the patriots. He continued with his tweets. If anybody but Donald Trump did what I did in Syria, which was an ISIS-loaded mess when I became president, they'd be a national hero. ISIS is mostly gone. We're slowly sending our troops back home to be with their families, while at the same time fighting ISIS remnants. I campaign on getting out of Syria and other places. Now when I start getting out of the fake news media or some failed generals who were unable to do the job before I arrived, like to campaign about me and my tactics, which are working. Just doing what I said I was going to do. And he is doing this. He is removing the troops out of these fake wars. And all the generals and all these people saying, and if you have to go back in time, they were saying that it's impossible to beat the Islamic State. It's going to go on 5, 7, 8 more years. That's because Obama was helping them. He was calling the shots. He was telling them where to drop the bombs to allow the Islamic State to expand their territory because their mission was to remove Assad. So Trump continued. Except the results are far better than I ever said they were going to be. I campaigned against the never-ending wars, remember? And the results are far better. We're seeing less war. Think of North Korea.
Anybody else catch that?
Think of
when
Syria.
He was on the,
think about Iraq, Lebanon, Libya.
Something live.
The people are taking back their countries. We're not out in Ukraine pushing the agenda there. Afghanistan, there's peace deals going on. There's peace all around us. Remember, when the deep state was pushing the wars, they kind of told us that there were no wars, and they kind of stayed away from reporting on any of the wars. So people really didn't realize what was going on. We were reporting on all the wars and what was going on and how they were pushing their agenda. Now that Trump's bringing the troops home, the mainstream media is now reporting on everything that he's doing wrong in these countries because it's not part of their agenda. And the intelligence organizations and the deep state, they don't like what he's doing because once he pulls everyone out of the Middle East, their system completely collapses. The central banking system completely collapses. Now Putin, with his Christmas message, is telling Trump, and he wrote this to many different leaders, he put it out there that the United States and Russia should get together and talk about an extensive agenda. And I think it is time that Russia and the United States get together for peace. The whole Russian collusion, the whole Russian is the bad guy, all this stuff is all fake, phony, and false. It was made up by the deep state. It was made up by the mainstream media. It was made up by all these individuals. And it's time to end this. Now, let's review Q's posts and what might happen in 2019. Now, I want to start off with the placeholders, and I want to go back to post 2481. Remember, from post 2481 all the way to post 2489, Q told us that there's going to be different placeholders for different things. Placeholder for acts of treason, for foreign acts, branch termination, leaks, Supreme Court rulings, USA, and appeals, indictment.
You know, everybody keeps asking, well, where's the indictments? Where's the arrest? Well, old Trump signed an executive order for the, is it court marshals? Court marshals. Wait till you hear this crap. So it's not going to be like till this year because I guess he added some things and it takes effect January 1st. Now, is it January 1st or January 3rd is when Republicans get the Senate. So the House has already approved the money. I'm pretty much thinking that Trump is going to go ahead and it might be the 3rd. He's going to wait till the Senate gets in, and then they're going to approve the 5.7, 5.9, whatever it was, billion. So I think I think he probably shut down the government so they couldn't pass any laws, vote on anything, or do anything. It's pretty much. The government stays shut down February 1st. EBT cards stop working. So, and God, we've seen 48 hours with no EBTs in Walmart. People were fist fighting, and they were walking out with carts of food, stuff like that. So I don't see the government being shut down. I think it was basically to get the Senate in, because they already got the money. It's got to come down to the Senate vote. So that's what I think anyway. But there was kind of bad news with what else he signed. But you got to hear this court-martial stuff. You guys are going to be like, yes. So the indictments, I think that's what he's been waiting for.
Tracking. So.
Oh, don't you dare. What happened? Oh, there's been sound issues today. It was fine when
The public will soon learn about the largest criminal investigation in modern day history. And the Post says the public is about to learn that the Department of Justice, FBI, and other U.S. foreign assets have been actively working behind the scenes in one of the largest criminal investigations in modern day history. D-class with an arrow to purpose, with an arrow to illuminate the truth, an arrow to the people. Transparency is the only way forward. Controlled media, enemy of the people. It's in brackets in all bold. Post 2628. This is not another 4-year election.
Once the House
Listen very carefully.
The House
Power returned to the people. Long-term solutions. Panic in D.C. Q. Now, what's happening in 2019?
That's where it stops.
Well, we know, first of all, January 1st, 2019, which is tomorrow, the 2018 amendments to the manual for courts-martial goes into effect. Not going to read the whole thing. You can come onto the X22 and read this, or you can just search on the internet and you can find it. But what's very interesting, we know that Trump changed everything about court-martials and also said this becomes effective January 1st, 2019. And an Anon put up, and this is from Anonymous on the HN boards, put up specifically the executive order, January 1st, 2019, and highlighted the death penalty section and the espionage section. This part says a sentence of death may be adjudged by a court-martial for an offense under this section only if the member unanimously find beyond a reasonable doubt one or more of the following aggravating factors. The accused has been convicted of an other offense involving espionage or treason for which either a sentence of death or imprisonment for life was authorized by statute. In the commission of the offense, the accused knowingly created a grave risk of substantial damage to their national security. The commission of the offense, the accused knowingly created a grave risk of death to another person. And this goes on and on and on. For espionage, it says that the accused communicated, delivered, or transmitted any document, writing, code book, signal book, sketch, photographic negative, blueprint, plan, map, model, note, instrument, appliance, or information relating to the national defense. That this matter was communicated, delivered, or transmitted to any foreign government or to any faction or party or military or naval force within a foreign country, whether recognized or unrecognized by the United States, or to any representative, officer, agent, employee, subject, or citizen thereof, either directly or indirectly.
And the laws
and that the accused did so with intent or reason to believe that such matter would be used to the injury of the United States or to the advantage of a foreign nation. The attempt of espionage, that the accused did a certain overt act, that the act was
We all
done
love
with the
Froggy.
intent to commit the offense of espionage, that the act amounted to more than mere preparation, and that the act apparently tended to bring about the offense of espionage, espionage as a capital offense, that the accused committed espionage or attempted espionage, and that the offense directly concerned nuclear weaponry, military spacecraft or satellites, early warning systems, or other means of defense or retaliation against large-scale attacks, war plans, communication intelligence, or any other weapon system or major element of defense strategy. Very interesting. So this is all in the memorandum for
Amen,
court-martial that goes active January 1st, 2019. Now, the Conservative Treehouse put together how things might play out in 2019. Now, yesterday I mentioned that we're going to see a lot of mainstream media, the deep state, push their agenda. It's going to be all over the news. It's going to seem like they're in total control. And the first event is the congressional use of Michael Cohen for a series of public committee hearings. The second event is the release of the Team Mueller political report, which, despite its inability to find criminal wrongdoing, will most certainly be written with highly charged innuendo as damaging to President Trump as possible. They're going to go crazy over this. The release of this report will absolutely fuel several public committee hearings, oversight reform hearings. You're going to see Schiff. We're going to see Nadler, and they're all going to be out there going crazy. We have them. See, Russian collusion, this and that, and there'll be nothing to back it up whatsoever. The third event is the release of the OIG Horowitz report on possible FISA abuse. Now, we need to remember something very important. Due to the nature of Mueller's proprietary investigative blackout, Horowitz not allowed to see investigative material or witnesses with Mueller probe ongoing. The Horowitz report will likely come out after Mueller's. We need to remember that. Hold on to that for a sec. I'll explain why. Now we're going to see, key committee structure. Everything's going to change in the House. The House Judiciary Committee will be chaired by Jerry Nadler and Ranking Member Doug Collins. We're going to see the Oversight and Reform Committee will be Chairman Elijah Cummings and Ranking Member Jim Jordan. The Gang of Eight, well, the lineup is going to be very different than from 2018 to 2019. We're going to see Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, Adam Schiff, Chair HPSCI, Senator Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader, Senator Richard Burr, Chair SSCI, Kevin McCarthy, Minority Leader House, Senator Chuck Schumer, Senator Minority Leader, Devin Nunes.
I'm going to read what Bruce is writing. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good for traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. 2 Timothy 3. It's getting noisy. Oh, it's coming, Ed, it's coming. Dallas, you're in, Now We're Behind 2, right? Let me go back to, I got hot. Oh, this has to come off. Whoa. Stripping TV. This is my very good jacket. Actually, the skirt matches. I got like pants and a skirt. Amen. Exactly. And we are there. I mean, come on, we are there. I swear I'm going to turn on the AC. I'm going to. It's hot. Sorry I couldn't wear my really beautiful dress I've been waiting 3 years to wear. I didn't even eat that much. I have no idea how I gained the weight, unless it's mold weight. Can we blame mold on that too? Okay. I'm going to hold off, because what is it, like 3 minutes till midnight there with you guys? There you go, Ed. Yep. Yep. You know, some people are like, Trump's still a puppet, but I can't forget that 1980 on CNN with Barbara Walters. Old Trump, he went and he did an interview, and she's like, so what's next for you, politics? And he was like, I like my life. I really don't want to get into politics. And she was like, well, what about president? He says, no, I really like my life. He said, but if I have to step in, I will. And y'all can look that up. It was a 1980 interview from CNN with Barbara Walters. Yay, Happy New Year's. But there it was, right there. It was like in your face. So, I mean, God, that was 1980. That was almost 40 years ago. Do they really put a president in training for that long? And some people are like, oh, the banks own Trump. No, they don't. Bankruptcy's bankruptcy. You get rid of all your debt and you start from zero again. I've done roofs for cops. Doesn't mean I'm a cop lover. I got tickets like everyone else. When the job was over, I put a sign in the yard and his neighbors hired me. So he might have did work with Soros. Maybe Soros screwed him out of money and he went into bankruptcy. By no means do I think that the bankers own Trump. You know, so you do business with a lot of people. I did. That's how I made money, you know. Oh, Oprah too. Yeah, well, he did it the first time in 1980. I can pull it up and I can drop you a link. 1980 on CNN with Barbara Walters. So come on, we're talking what? 38 years ago? Yeah, they're almost 40 years ago he said that. So what? Do they groom you from childhood to be president or what? He didn't want to be. The key word is, I will step in if I have to. So everybody needs something to believe in. And I want to believe in Trump. I want to believe that somebody, we know that the government's been crooks. Heck, I was born in the 60s. I grew up, my parents were like, the government's crooks. Right? Yeah, Bubba Walters. But that's just the way it was. I mean, ever since I can remember hearing, my real dad hated Kushner. Oh, Ed, you got a little years on me. But wait a minute, 1980, I was probably 14. I was supposed to graduate 83, but I stayed behind a year because my mom had a stroke, and I had to run the family business. And I mean, I was really trying. I was going in late to school. I was falling asleep a lot more than just the one class that the one teacher used to grade me for not snoring. You know, that depended on my grade. And then another teacher graded me for why I didn't have my homework. So, but I promised my mama. I was like, Mama, look, I can't do it all. I got to take care of the business. I got to take care of you. And, you know, I said, why don't you just sign me out? And I promise I'll go back to school beginning of next year, and I did, but I didn't get to graduate with my class, so I was supposed to graduate A3. Gus, if that's music, I can't play it. They'll kick me off. But we're going to go back to the show. I'm just saying that for the reasons that some people are saying that Trump's still a puppet, you know what? Trump being elected went way beyond whether he's a puppet or not, because what it did was make the people aware. We're aware. And, it was like he kept saying, well, there's all these dead people voting. Well, I turned around and I called the voters board in my parents' hometown, and I made sure that my mama still wasn't voting. The last time there was any activity was like the year she passed away. So, it's like that. Trump is dropping clues. If you've got over 1 million dead people voting, well, it's your civil duty to make sure if a loved one of yours passed away, to call up the Board of Elections and say, yeah, this person passed away. Sometimes they need a death certificate because, there's been some hinky stuff going on. But my hometown was very small. I think our graduation class was 174 people. But, I mean, we're talking, it was it was one of the best educational systems you could get, for a public school. So there was a lot of money in my town. Brucey does. And whether he's a puppet or not, what he did, oh, Froggy, I'm sorry. Froggy, praying for you is never a bad thing. We pray for each other. We do that because we love each other. We're like one big family. Froggy, I'll pray for you because I know you're hurting. Guys, get along. New Year's Day, turn over a new leaf. Brucey's hurting. Be cool, guys. Froggy, I'm sorry you're hurting. I hope it all gets better. I'd kiss you on the cheek and just hug you and tell you, it's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. Gus, is it pronounced Friesland or Friesland? I'm hoping Friesland. I got that hearing impaired accent. We're all big family guys, and sometimes we have bad days, and sometimes we say things we don't mean. Maybe we're really hurting, and then people don't know. They don't know what we're feeling. Y'all don't know that I had a really horrible day today. I was like, I'm not even going to go online. Nope. Leeuwarden. Am I saying that right? Leeuwarden? Friesland. I know you guys got that really cool accent, Gus. I'm struggling. I never got all my vowels right. They sent me through speech therapy. Ed, maybe there was no better choice. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. I just, it's like, for the longest time when I voted for the lesser of two evils. So I thought. So I mean, there was really no good choice. Guess I hope y'all break free. Y'all getting a lot of immigrants in the Netherlands. But Bruce, we all make mistakes. I do, Ed. Okay, here in North Carolina, there were some cabinets that all they had was a Democrat running. Now, I don't think Pence is any good. Pence got one of those there little cards. Bruce, he may do the whole Lucifer thing, but if there is a good and bad side of Lucifer, he's into the dark arts, but he's the good dark arts. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, he might be, men can't be witches, warlock, or something like that. I dabbled, but I read everything, and I was like, yeah, I'm not in there. So, but anything I ever even attempted to do, I mean, I saw that you had to pray to this one or that one, and I was like, no, that ain't right. So, like, I read, and actually in one of my past lives, which I'll do that reading one night, my sister, she did a chart on why I was like I was, and all through it has all about me being like agoraphobic and being stuck in the house, that I retreat and this and that. But my first life, I was a soldier. I was a badass soldier, and I killed a lot of people. My second life, now it wasn't really about mapping my soul, but my second life, my sister ran off and married. I was a man the first life, a man the second life. So I'm on my fifth body. I've been through 5. This will be my 5th body. My second life was really bad between my sister and I forbid her to marry somebody, and it was really ugly. So I don't get much on that. My third life, I was a witch. I was not a good witch. I was a dark witch. I did very, very bad things. My fourth life, apparently my soul's not carrying anything over, so I didn't get to find out what my fourth life was all about, but my sister's going to look into it. She took that course. It cost her $1,000, and that's what she did for everybody in the family. And basically it's to repair. It's something like I'm missing 36% of my soul. So, but she just kept going back to my first life here, you know, the first life of my soul. So according to her, you live 20 times, which almost makes sense biblically. Because what did God say? That, you know, the people lived 1,000 or more years. I do, Ed, because I get a lot of deja vu, and then I get messages, and I get some really weird things. I do believe that we go on. You must be Catholic, because Kev don't believe that you go on. Kev believes when you're done, you're done. But some of the stuff now, like I said, I didn't hear about my fourth life, and my fifth life, I know. My sister was like, there was something implanted in you, and I'm like, jeez, have I been chipped and didn't know it? I stay away from the hospitals now. But she said, what? Oh, Scottish. Scottish got that beautiful black curly hair, eh? But in any event, so basically you have to, like my sister had to touch back there to find out why I'm like I am and how to repair it. Because there's like rips in my chakra, and you know, it's like karma really isn't karma. You can think really bad thoughts about someone, but until you say, Oh, gee, somebody else said that I was probably, what was it, border bound. I wasn't actually a Viking. I was not quite a gypsy, but my kind came from where the borders are out there in Europe. What do they call them? Oh, goodness, I forgot the name. No, not all Luciferians are pedos. Lucifer's whack. I think he might have dipped into that portion, and possibly he might be coming back. Dallas, I don't know the whole story. He does deal with the arts, and if that's, he's always been good to me. He's never been really mad. Frog's got some heavy crap on him. You were raised Catholic. See, so was Kev. I'm Christian, but I still believe that I've been here before. I remember choosing my life, Ed. And ever since I was a kid, I'd look at him and be like, I chose this life. I remember being born. I remember the cold, the wet, the coming out, the freezing cold. And then my sister was like, I got 13 earthbound spirits attracted to me that somehow there's a doorway open, and which they can just pass through. I'll have to read it. It's like 9 pages, but it does explain a lot about me. Now, my sister does know about me. I never got it out of the Bible. I remember the screen shows. I remember sitting there and I remember the narrative. And ever since I'd been a kid, how do you explain it? How do you explain a 7-year-old turn around saying, I chose this life? And vividly, I could say of the lives that I had to choose. Now, I didn't choose my parents. I didn't choose my family. But I chose the challenge. I mean, I could have had a very nice life. I don't know if I would have looked the same. I don't remember exactly what, but there were three paths, I guess. And I was very resilient, and I was like, oh nope, I want the challenge, because everything else looked so boring. So ever since I was a kid, I was like, I chose this life. And then one day, like I was like my late 40s, my sister come running up my stairs, and she was like, you gotta hear this. So she got a book, and in that book, guess what it said? This guy chose his life too. Of course, you gotta learn your lessons. It's okay. Now, what I believe, if you kill yourself, then you have to come back and do it all over again. So suicide's a big no, 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 no. Spirits are very real. I've chased them. But what about the trials and the tribulations? Then God takes all the souls up. So what do you think? You got to like sit in the ground for thousands of years until God takes you? Yeah, I'm just saying it's really unclear. I mean, I'm back on reading the Bible again. I've had some head blows. Some things haven't come back, and it's not going to take all that long. Ed, I want a better place. And I'm with you. I think it's punishment. I just think that maybe there's lessons. Hmm. All I'm saying is that it was cute. My sister did it, and how do I know how to be like in wars? How do I know to say, hey, if I was the enemy, I would do this, right? How many times have you guys heard me say that? If I was the enemy, this is what I would do. So, my sisters never heard me talk like that. Never. I mean, I used to play one of those war games. It was Kingdom of Camelot. I used to play that game, and I would come up with some plans. I was the peacemaker. And I would come up with plans, and I'd be like, no, 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 let's do this. And I would come up with some really cool stuff. And they'd be like, you're not really a girl. So even Kev gets amazed. He was a sergeant in the Army. So, he just like looks at me, and I'm like, would I have been good on your team? And he's like, yeah. It's like, I don't know, if you're going to do mass arrest, do it on Christmas morning, or if you're going to do an attack, do it on New Year's, because there's a bunch of stupid people out there shooting guns. How would I even come up with that stuff? I'm a female. I've never been in battle. I wouldn't have a problem. If it came down to me and Kev and some stranger breaking in, I have to protect Kev. I have to protect my grandchildren. I wouldn't want to. Now, I don't think anybody really wants to do something like that. Yeah, Bruce. I'm sorry we all don't get along. Ed, I could only hope. I don't want to come back again. Once was enough. Enough. And unlike these little soy boys today and Barbie cutouts, I don't look to blame anyone. I made poor choices in my life. Okay, I was in bad situations because I made poor choices. It was nobody else's fault but mine. I can sit here and I can bitch and I can whine about every bad thing that happened, but when it all comes down to it, there's nobody else to blame but me. If more people, and more people will end up being alcoholics or drug addicts or something like that because they want all their problems to be someone else's fault. People need to step up and say, hey, I should have went with this decision. And they don't. It's so much easier to say, oh, nope, their fault. It's my ex-husband's fault that I got beat. Well, it kind of was. But I still made the choice to be with him. I still made the choice to say, I do. It went kind of fast. So he was in a situation, but I still made the choice to be with him. He was fun. We knew each other 6 months and then we got married. Whose fault is that? Mine. I should have hung out, waited it out, seen him when he got good and drunk, and seen him when problems came around. Okay, and I didn't do that. I jumped because it was fun. I have nobody to blame but myself. And that's okay. We live, we learn. But if more people just said, okay, I'm living in a tent because, no offense, we know people that live in a tent. Some people just want to say, I need to relax a while. That's cool too. But, and some people, I was getting the crap beat out of me and they were like, oh, well, why don't you just go to a women's shelter? Well, because of my fine husband, I ended up with charges on me. So if you have anything violent, anything domestic, the shelters won't take you as a female. Nope. Then when I got in trouble, the police put a 2-week no contact order. He got me fired from every job. I had no money. He took me away from all my friends. I had no place to go. But again, I'm not looking to blame him. it was just a bad thing, and it all come down to me making the choice. If more people stepped up and said, I screwed up, why look for somebody else to be your scapegoat? And even when I was a kid, I'd be sitting there with cookie crumbs on the counter, and my mom'd be like, did you eat the cookie? Yes. I wouldn't lie to her. And when you lie to somebody, it just insults their intelligence. So if you tell the truth right off, people only get mad because you insult their intelligence. That's my take on it. I mean, if somebody actually flat out told me I screwed up, I'm going to have a lot more forgiveness than somebody that said, it was their fault. Oh, I was drunk. Yeah. People need to take responsibility. I don't see that. I don't see that in the world at all. I talk to a lot of people, and sometimes I think I'm just like therapy because I listen. But let's get back to the X-22 report. I don't get off that stuff.
Ranking Member HPSCI, Senator Mark Warren, Vice Chair SSCI. Now, Special Counsel Robert Mueller, the team, not the person, and DAG Rod Rosenstein have already explained to POTUS Trump that if he attempts any declassification of documents currently part of Mueller's investigative purview, that's pretty much everything. The Special Counsel Investigative Unit will consider the interference with their investigation of him, Trump. That threat and that advice of the White House lawyers led to Trump putting out these tweets back a couple of months ago. And this is what Trump said. I met with the Department of Justice concerning the declassification of various unredacted documents. They agreed to release them, but stated that so doing may have a perceived negative impact on the Russian probe. Also, key allies called to ask not to release. Therefore, the Inspector General has been asked to review these documents on an expedited basis. I believe he will move quickly on this and hopefully other things which he is looking at. In the end, I can always declassify it if it proves necessary. Speed is very important to me and everyone. Now remember, the president can declassify this, but he's waiting for something, and remember, timing is everything. He's waiting for Mueller to release the report. Think about it. When Mueller releases the report and these individuals get the report in the House, they're going to go crazy. The mainstream media is going to go crazy with this.
If you do it right the first time, you don't need to do it.
But once Mueller actually presents the report, his operational leverage over the White House will be effectively over. Mueller, the team, not the individual, will be handing the resistance baton to their allies in Congress.
Write notes on.
And the team will then set off for a well-indulged, stunningly compensated media tour, something that we've never seen before. And they're going to be all over the place. But what has this done?
Wait till you guys see when I do the show on chemtrails.
The declassification of everything. And I believe that this might be the first alarm that goes off. Now, if we go back to post 2626, the clock is ticking. When will the first alarm ring? I believe when Mueller hands over this report, Mueller's done with. This allows for the declassification of FISA. If the Senate was the primary target, majority control, 53 to 47, active when? That's January 3rd. Executive order, active January 1st, 2019. These go active. The ongoing investigations move to the Senate.
Don't jump.
Post 2298. We need to remember something very important at this point. Once this happens and they're parading around with Mueller's report, Trump, remember, timing is everything. He's not just going to release it. He's going to wait. And they're going to allow the deep state to use all their ammunition. Remember, this report is going to show absolutely nothing. There is nothing there. Because if they had something, believe me, they would have been all over it. We know Russian collusion is a nothing burger. But they're going to parade around with it. Trump's going to allow the deep state to parade around. People are going to be they're going to be saying it's all over. We're done for. But this is the whole purpose of it, is to allow them to use all the ammunition, and then everyone to think about it, everyone to say what was really there. Wait a minute, there's a lot of propaganda here. There's nothing here. Really didn't prove Russian collusion, and then people will start ripping it apart. This is the time, most likely, when they will eventually declass the FISA. Now, in post 2298, we need to remember something very important. Q, back in September 29, 2018, said Twitter has given the green light to blanket censor all content deemed to threaten their survival. Google, Facebook will follow. Expect comms blackout attempt, POTUS Twitter. Rogue employee excuse. Welcome to the police state. They know if they lose, it's over. Remember, the deep state is staying there long enough to cover everything up. What just came out recently? Cyber attacks against the mainstream media, and it's preventing them from publishing. They're prepared and ready. Now, they're going to allow the publishing of everything that has to do with the Mueller report and the House and their committees pushing their agenda. That will all be out there. When the FISA is declassified and everything else is declassified, this is when everything will turn around. This is when we might see a social media blackout. This is when we might see the cyber attacks against the mainstream media intensify, and they will not be able to publish. And most likely, we might see social media, the mainstream media, go dark. And they'll focus on what just happened with that while the FISA is out there. But I do believe that Q, the Patriots, they have something planned. Remember, Trump has
Happy New
the
Year.
emergency broadcasting system, which then brings us back
I hope you
to
had fun
CenturyLink.
hanging out.
Don't know if they're trying to interrupt this somehow to prevent Trump from using the 911 service.
Okay, so I'm going to go on another tangent about that, about the parents. Okay, remember flowers in the attic? Cool, I'm like petunias in the basement, okay? It was really rough, me growing up. Poorer than dirt. Poorer than dirt. I mean, if we had electric in the same week as food and heat because we had oil, we were living large. I mean, there wasn't time, and as a young kid, I'm like 7, 8 years old, and I seen my mama sitting there drinking black coffee, and I would watch her take a piece of bread and just go over our plates, right? There wasn't enough food. So I always left food on my plate, always, for my mama. And I was only like 6, 7 years old. I was like a bright kid. I saw what was going on. Although I thought all families struggled, you know, and all the other bullcrap that went along. So basically, maybe I was brighter than most kids. I always said, all I ever want in life is more than I have right now. Nobody was there to give it to me. Nobody gave me a basement to live in. Nobody paid for my college. I didn't even get a car when I was 16. I was 17 and bought a dirt bike. You know what I mean? So all I ever wanted in life was a roof over my head, food in my belly, and electric and heat and AC, you know, when it gets hot. That's it. My expectation, that was all I wanted in life. I wanted what I didn't have, the basics. So My goals weren't so exuberant that I could never attain them. Everything else that came after that was a big old bonus. I mean, it was just a big old bonus. So I sit there and when I went to college, my mom made me a deal. You come up with half first semester, I'll match it. So naturally, I worked two, three jobs, as a teen, and I paid for that. Now, I wasn't able to go to school right afterwards. These parents today, they don't want the kids working. You kidding? Come summertime, we would weed people's garden for 50 cents. My brothers were out cutting lawns. Okay, and that made good work ethics. People today, they just want to babysit everyone and say, oh, do good, do good, do good. Well, if you got 10,000 programmers trying to get a job for one position, somebody is not getting a job. 9,999 people are not getting a job. The world needs construction workers, roofers, ditch diggers, electrical people. So not everybody is going to go to college, and it's okay. It doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make you less smarter than the next person. It just means that there might be 10 people looking for that electric job and not 10,000. So not everyone's going to be a rocket scientist. It doesn't mean you're not going to do good in life. And like I said, all I wanted was the basics. I knew what it was like. It was so cold when we didn't have heat. I took the blow dryer into my bedroom under my covers. That's how I stayed warm. And I did. I made $250,000 a year and never finished college. Okay, had I been a microbiologist or had I been a lawyer, I was still kind of in between. I'm sure I would have made good money, but being an attorney, I wanted to be a poor man's attorney. I didn't want the office or anything. I just want to offer my services. Say, what can you pay? You know what I mean? So guess we can find a lot of comments in people we don't always agree with. But, and I get a kick. It was like I was in a chat room. And all these young people want to blame baby boomers. We didn't put us trillions of dollars in debt. That was on your shift. Y'all voted for Obama. I didn't. Obama's the one that really ran up the ticker tape on that. So don't blame me. By the way, I've been working since I was 11 years old, paying taxes. I paid into the system. So when I go, I'm sorry, Obama stole the money. That's supposed to be on your watch. I didn't vote for him. I never sold out grandchildren. I never sold out grandchildren. I never sold out children. We voted for who we thought was good. Now we're trying to make it right. But then again, there it is. Blame the baby boomers. There's so many of us. Oh, now we need imports. Those imports aren't paying taxes. They're freaking working under the table, picking beans, and they're sending all their money at home, and they're in the Goodwill shopping. They're in the dollar store, the general dollar, and they'll get like a little bit at the grocery store. They're at the flea markets. They're not even making our economy better. People need to wake up. Okay, this is your watch now. But baby boomers, we put all that money in. It got stolen. I don't know where the money went. Maybe we need to audit the government. Okay, I've been paying in. Let me get all my tax figures together. I've paid in this much money my whole life. What'd you do with my money? Nobody should be working to put that money back in an account. That money should be there. But Obama, he even wiped out Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. Dallas, I got stories. You need to talk to me on the phone. some of the stuff that happened to me, and I just left it in God's hands. It's not my place to judge. I had the anger. I had all kinds of stuff. Honey, it's stop carrying the guilt and just know that God takes care of the good ones. It happens. Crazy things happen. We don't know why. We don't understand. I understand things now. I'm still waiting for sorry. Some of the sorries never came. The people died. But I think I'm full and I'm rounded, and it all comes down to the way you put it in a perspective. I'm sorry goes a really long way, I know. No, I wasn't. You weren't there either. Yeah. Bruce, I ran away. I started running away at 7. I left home at 16. I was on my own by 17. I was working all night in a diner, and I had police cars drive me to high school. Yeah, I didn't make a lot of friends. But, there is. See, now, though, Bruce, they actually advertise it. You know, they dress, 11-year-old children in drag, and they make him think he's a rock star. So that's really sick. The kid doesn't know up from down or right from wrong, and it's crazy. But let's go back to the X22, because I can just keep going with philosophy and tell you how to make a shit burger out of a shit life. I was like, with a garlic press and some garlic, a little bit of ginger root, you could do just about anything.
And hit everyone, because if there's a social media blackout and a mainstream media blackout, the news must get out there, and Trump would be the news.
Nobody would block anybody.
So we can see how everything.
Dallas, we believe in God. They believe in something different. That's okay. Doesn't mean we have to believe what they believe, but they still have a lot of really intelligent things to say. I don't know why. Oh, he's over. Who else is up? Hey, Marfugel's live. Oh, somebody found one of my comments. I said Trump needs to ask for $25 billion and tell him he wants to build a garden along the border. We all know a perfect garden needs a gate. Oh, Trump, I'm working. You're partying. I don't know what else is good that we can listen to. Oh, you know what? I was listening to something, and as luck would have it, it was about the Philadelphia experiment, and it's a part 1 and a part 2. And this guy that walks you through everything, he said he was there, and he was portaled to 1983, which was kind of weird because that was the year I was supposed to graduate in, but of course I couldn't. I graduated in 84. But anyway, oddly enough, he said he worked on the Philadelphia experiment. So what do you say we go ahead and we listen to that? Because he has a little bit of a slideshow, but mostly he's just a speaker. What was his name? I know, but it's about an hour. Why I want to actually go here? Because there's a part in here, if somebody doesn't stay long enough, there's a part in here where he says when the ship disappeared, there was a bright blue light. And this was right around the time that the Transformers blew and made that big blue light. But this was just basically a talk. Let me find the speaker because he was really, really, really good. A.L. Art Bell Owl. Yeah, this is it. That was Coast to Coast. That's who I want. Owl. Let me see. Al Bielek. There he is. Oh, and he does the Montauk series, and the Philadelphia Experiment went from that into the Rainbow. Oh my goodness, it's this is really interesting.
1989, Al Bielek came forward to reveal his participation in the astonishing Philadelphia Experiment, that he had survived time warping, invisibility, and electromagnetic zapping. Let's give a hand of applause, if you will, to Al Bielek, the lecture for this hour. Al?
Guess I think I know the details. I thought this was really exciting because it happened right around the time.
Not quite used to all of these bright lights in my face, but I'll make the best of it.
Stuff?
How many of you here know
speaker.
something of the Philadelphia Experiment, what it was all about? Apparently not a great many.
Why I'm playing this?
In spite of my lecturing
around
the country and on the radio. But you can't expect everyone to know everything about all of the secret projects that the government has engaged in over the years. The Philadelphia Experiment, so called because in the final phases it took place in the Philadelphia harbor in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was not originally known by that name. In fact, it didn't start in the war years. It started in 1931 in a fairly obscure place known as Chicago, at the University of Chicago. And the three original participants were Dr. Nikola Tesla, Dr. John Hutchinson, who was then Dean of the University of Chicago, and a staff physicist by the name of Dr. Emil Kurtenauer. They did what we today call a feasibility study, which is, well, let's look at this thing and see how can we possibly make it work. And there was a lot of interest in invisibility at that time. It had been in the popular press, and the things like popular mechanics, popular science, or speculation, how one might do it. So they sat down and decided to try and come up with a working solution in terms of modern technology. Nothing much happened in the first 2 years, in fact, the first 3 years. In 1934, this project was transferred out of the University of Chicago to the newly formed Institute of Advanced Study at Princeton, New Jersey. Now, the Institute is not part of Princeton University, but is on property owned by the university itself. And the original people who staffed it up, there was only 4, Dr. Albert Einstein, Dr. John von Neumann, a Dr. Alexander, and a Dr. Oswald Veblen. The staff increased as years went on. Of the beginning of this project, they continued in that humble means of study. But in order to understand what they were studying and what they were doing, I have to give a little background history as to the, shall we say, the scientific background that preceded the start of this project. I'll give a thumbnail sketch of the principles who were involved and also some of the other European mathematicians who laid the groundwork. The first man involved, Dr. not von Neumann, but Nikola Tesla, was born in 1856, Smiljan, Croatia, now part of war-torn Yugoslavia. Of poor parents, his father was a priest, and his mother was illiterate. He wanted to go to engineering school early on. His father wanted him to become a priest. He eventually relented and let young Mr. Tesla attend a university school of his choice. In 1879, his father died and left him with no funds to continue, so he had to go to work. He continued to monitor classes as best he could, but nevertheless he went to work first for the telephone company in Budapest, and then later on he went to Paris. That was in 1882, and he became part of the Continental Edison Works. Continuing during this period to argue with his professors about AC theory and that sort of thing. He didn't get anywhere, so finally decided he needed green pastures, much greener than he could find in Europe. So he emigrated to the United States in 1884, quite broke, had 4 cents in his pocket. Book of poetry he wrote, the command of 11 languages, but most important.
Okay, in case y'all didn't know, the 2 sexiest men in the whole world, besides Kevin. Kevin is actually, okay, it's like 3 people rolled in with him when I look at him. I was in high school, and I couldn't have posters on my wall, right? So I was like, Mama, can I please have a poster on my door? Well, we had a log cabin, so you couldn't just go around putting tacks into the walls, you know what I mean? That was like 18 inches of wood. So I was allowed to scotch tape up 2 posters on the back of my door. The poster I chose was Einstein. I thought he was one of the sexiest men. He had the kindest looking eyes. And then later on in life, I started learning about Nikola Tesla. And of course, as a little kid, I used to sit on Richard Petty's lap. So, Kev is like Richard Petty, Nikola Tesla, and Einstein. He's got the hair thing going. He always flips his glasses up, and then he takes them down, and his hair stands up like this. Not to mention he falls asleep with cigarettes. So he just like keeps burning all that area. So I got like 3 rolled in, but they're like my 3 icons of my whole life. Einstein, well, Richard Petty, I met him first. I like Johnny Cash too. Richard Petty, Einstein, and then Nikola Tesla. So this is such of a great, well, it tells you about a lot of things. It tells you a lot about Nikola Tesla. They throw in a little Einstein, and then it gets really good because this guy tells you about what he did. So anyway, this is just something I listen to. Sometimes I pick some of these shows because I can't really get to sleep, but I just take the speaker over on the sofa, and then I listen, you know. But this was very informative. If you don't know much about Tesla and his workings, this man's going to tell you all about it.
Important of all, he got a letter of introduction to Thomas Alva Edison from the works manager in Paris. He was introduced to Edison, went to work for him for about 6 months, and left over a dispute of money.
No, we're over.
Went back to ditch digging or whatever he could find, and in that period, for the first year and a half, finally he met the then president of Western Union Corporation, who apparently had a great deal of faith in what Tesla had said and was doing. Funded him with a first laboratory, gave him a check for $35,000, and sent Nikola on his way. In the succeeding years, he made quite a mark for himself, both in terms of engineering and in terms of his social life. He became part of the Institute of Electrical Engineers, newly formed in New York in 1884. and he was a regular lecturer. Eventually, at one of those lectures that was attended by George Westinghouse, who became very interested in his AC power system, which he demonstrated at that same lecture, and funded him by buying all 20 of his patents, then issued in the U.S. for the entire AC power system for $1 million cash and a royalty of $1 per horsepower.
You don't even have to really
Needless
watch
to say, this put Mr. Tesla well on his way to funding anything he wanted to do. Very briefly, he built the power generating equipment for Niagara Falls, the first major hydroelectric power station in the U.S. Beat Thomas Alva Edison out, who wanted to supply D.C. That's ironic because today we're going back to D.C., and that's a different story. In any case, he built the Niagara Station in the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. He demonstrated two-way radio. This was in 1893. Some 9 years ahead of Marconi, who won world acclaim for being the first person to transmit across the Atlantic in 1902 a Morse code signal, letter S, from Italy to Newfoundland, and won the international award and the acclaim. It seems, however, that he stole the ideas and the technology from Tesla, because he visited Tesla in New York in his laboratories some 9 or 10 years previously. In any case, Tesla continued on. In 1898, he demonstrated a radio-controlled boat in Madison Square Garden, another first. In 1889, he went to Colorado Springs and for 2 years did basic research. Held a press conference when he was completed with that work and announced something of what he had done. He then went to J.P. Morgan, who had been his financial backer for a number of years, told them he could transmit sound and images through the air, what we today call radio and television. J.P. Morgan's eyes literally lit up, and he says, if you can do that for me, Mr. Tesla, you have all the money you want. He built the Wardenclyffe Tower in New York, and it was nearly complete when Mr. Marconi was the first to transmit across the Atlantic, and J.P. Morgan lost interest after that. He also completely dropped out when Tesla announced he wanted to demonstrate free transmission of electrical power. That didn't exactly sit well with the power elite because they were making a vast fortune off of the AC power equipment with standard transmission wires and transformers and everything we know today. So he was eventually dusted out of the textbooks, college textbooks. And the only thing you will find him known for today was the fact that he developed the Tesla coil. That's the only thing they'll admit to in the books. It's a terrible tragedy because the man practically founded single-handedly our industrial establishment as we know it today, due to his contributions of AC power, radio, fluorescent lighting, and a few other things, over 450 patents.
450
but nonetheless,
patents from Tesla.
He went onward with his laboratory work, met Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1917, was asked to do work for the government during the war, which he readily did. And in 1919, out of the remains of the American Marconi Company, which was seized by the government in 1917, a new corporation was formed called RCA. I think everyone's heard of RCA. They started up in December of 1919 and took on board many of the engineers from the old Marconi Company, including Nikola Tesla. He became engineer, chief engineer, later on the vice president and director of engineering and research worldwide, a post he held from 1935 to 39 when he retired in 39 with a huge retirement party held for him at Cherry Hill, New Jersey, RCA offices.
I've been to Cherry Hill many times.
The public record says that he became a recluse in 1931 and stayed in his little hotel room in the Hotel New Yorker for about 12 years and conveniently died on 7 January 1943. Nothing could be further from the truth. They were as busy as 12 years. He demonstrated in 1931 a Pierce Arrow automobile converted to electric power with a 75-horse motor under the hood and a little black box in the...
Oh, now, some people say that Trump's Uncle John was part of the CIA that went in and cleaned out Tesla's notes after he passed away. But there's other accounts where Uncle John used to actually work side by side with Tesla. I think old Uncle John had notes on the work that Tesla did. And Tesla, his energy system to give everybody free power was also he called around to the military, and he asked the military, hey, I got this thing, and well, he was trying to sell it, and the military was like, no, 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 no. And then after he died, the military went in, they scooped up all the paperwork. We now have HAARP, probably 5G. I can't say CERN, but I can say HAARP 5G. He even did, was it wall cell phones? He did so many great inventions, and he doesn't get the credit. He doesn't. So we're going to go back and we're going to continue to listen, because it's really about old Al here, but he's going to give us, the details of, well, he's going to tell you what he knows.
Dashboard, which picked up free power from an unknown source. He had a lot of press coverage on this. He also drove it over all of New York State, apparently. And what happened to the car after that, nobody seems to know. And he was involved in other research as well as the Project Invisibility. His contributions were enormous in many areas, but that's just a little bit of a background of Tesla. Now, there are other people who made contributions. Very briefly, in 1863, you had a Dr. David Hilbert, born in Germany, who was a profoundly revered mathematician, a PhD in mathematics, developed 5 new systems of mathematics, including what is called today Hilbert space. That's a neat term, which is a means of trying to describe what he did, namely how you mathematically describe multiple realities and multiple universes. Very important to what came later in the 40s.
Free energy.
Hilbert taught in the German university systems until 1930. Dr. John von Neumann and many other people met him during that period. And he retired in 1930 and died in 1943. 1879, Albert Einstein was born, home Germany. He had his PhD in math and, of course, developed the special and then the general theories of relativity, 1915 for the latter, and had worldwide acclaim in his teaching in the German university systems until 1930, when at the urging of friends who thought he had better leave while he could, because they saw what was going to be coming in the future, they literally smuggled him out of Germany because the National Socialist Party did not want him to leave. They thought he was a national asset, contrary to some of the other stories you may have heard. And he was...
Oh, Tim, by the way, as their chemtrail in the skies, we all know Dallas, or not Dallas, I'm sorry, excuse me, Dallas. We all know Aaron. He has solar energy. What's going on when it rains, when it snows, when it's cloudy? He can't charge his batteries. Like, I always thought, well, solar energy would be a great thing for backup. Nope, I don't think so now. Because even when it got really cold here after it rained, I have a bird bath and it lights up underneath and it's really beautiful. It's turquoise and, oh, it's so beautiful. And the water froze. Once the water froze, it no longer could power that thing to turn that little light on. And it doesn't take much to power that. But the whole chemtrail and everything, solar's not going to be the way to go. You're going to have to go through, the old windmills. Not the ones that go whoo, 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 whoo. It's going to drive you mad. Maybe a water or something like that. But, I don't know. I always thought solar would be the way, but I don't think so now. I'm kind of thinking that, wind or water, whatever you have. Just my thoughts anyway.
Smuggled into the U.S., went to Caltech in Pasadena, California, taught there for 3 years until he was invited to join the staff of the Institute, which he did in 1933 and remained there till his death in 1955. 1903, Dr. John von Neumann was born in Budapest, Hungary, and he was a prodigy with mathematics from an early age, Eventually he liked to hedge his bets. He took a degree in chemistry in 1925 and his PhD in math
I've heard of that
in
university. and I'm all over
1926.
the state.
He also taught in the German university systems for 4 years and left for the United States in 1930. Before he left, he met and talked extensively with Dr. Hilbert, met J. Robert Oppenheimer in Germany, who figured in the latter part of von Neumann's life. And he left for the U.S. in 1930, taught at the Princeton University Graduate School until he joined the staff of the Institute in 1933. 1905, T. Townsend Brown, I'm sure many people have heard that name, was born in the U.S. Zanesville, Ohio, eventually acquired a degree in engineering, and that was just before the Depression years. He had problems getting work, who didn't in those days, and he joined the Navy as a reserve officer. In 1938, the Navy tapped him on the shoulder and said, "You're in the Navy now, and you have a whole department you can head up, minesweeping." So he made contributions to that, including the development of a system to explode the new German magnetic mines at a very safe distance from the hull of a ship. And that technology was very similar to what was developed a little bit later for the Philadelphia experiment. And he did make a contribution to that experiment I'll cover later. 1912, the last and perhaps most important, but one of the important people, was Dr. Norman Levinson, born in 1912 in the U.S. A little can be learned about him. I know very little of it, his life, but he was a professor of mathematics, assistant professor at MIT until 1955, and full professor from 1955 until his death in 1976. His primary contributions, however, was the development in secret of the time equations and the time matrix, which was absolutely necessary for what happened with the Philadelphia experiment. Von Neumann, I might add, after meeting Hilbert, developed his own mathematical systems, sometimes known as von Neumann algebra, more accurately described as the ring operators for those who may be mathematicians. Well, all these people made their contributions. Various people got together at the Institute: von Neumann, Tesla, Einstein, Alexander von Veblen, and others. And in 1936, they had a working piece of hardware. It worked partially to produce invisibility in one of the older buildings on the property. I'll show you the slides. You can see what it looked like. In 1940, they had a fully successful test in the Brooklyn Navy Yard with revised equipment using Tesla's design of a full analog system, and a Navy tender, approximately 250 tons, became completely invisible to the eye, and to the camera for that matter. And everyone was elated, including the Navy and Roosevelt. The Navy responded by immediately classifying this project and calling it Project Rainbow. And of course, everyone had to get a clearance, and they set up offices in the Philadelphia Navy Yard. And then, at that point, Roosevelt said to Tesla, "Well, I'm going to give you a real ship to make it invisible now." And he assigned to his care and testing a battleship, which was pulled into the back sections of the Philadelphia Navy Yard. Now you may ask, where do I fit in this picture? It's a good question. I'll give you the answer. I was not born Al Bielek. I was born Edward Cameron in 1916, 4th of August, son of Alexander Duncan Cameron Sr., who was a Navy man at that time, had a career as a Navy man. I don't know when he joined the Navy because those records have disappeared. As I like to say today, the records were sanitized. And we only have one picture of him in the Navy, and that was in 1917 in his bosun's mate first-class uniform. But he was a ladies' man. He loved his ladies. And I was born in 1916 to one of his live-in marriage women. And Duncan, my brother, Duncan Cameron, named after his father, Alexander Duncan Cameron Jr., was born in 1917 in a different location in the New York area. I was born in the Bayshore area of Long Island, and Duncan was born up in Connecticut. Came the war in 1917. Father was tapped on the shoulder by the Navy and says, "You're out to sea in service now." So he abandoned his 2 wives, live-in type. They weren't legal. I've checked the records. And, of course, he led on with his life in the Navy. We were raised by Auntie Cameron in the big house in East Islip, Long Island. completed our regular schooling. Father insisted, and he did come home once a year around Christmas. We see him for typically a week, maybe 2 weeks, that we must get a good education. So we did. I went to Princeton. Duncan went to the University of Edinburgh, Scotland. He took a PhD in physics in the summer of '39, and I took a PhD in physics in the summer of '39 at Princeton, and he insisted I should go to Harvard to get my PhD. It was, in his view, a better school at that time.
I took everything outside. They heard all the
I did not learn until much later why he had such an interest in me. That's an interesting, long story. In any case, we both graduated in the summer of '30, sent to a special Navy 90-day wonder school for special officers and their special programs. We graduated and sent to a special Navy 90-day wonder school for special officers and their special programs. We graduated, and in January of 1940, we joined the project of the Institute. We thought we had a good education, a lot of change in basic engineering and hardware, and he made certain other selections with the Navy's approval. Number one, he wanted a ship which was designed from the ground up for this test. He went to the drawing boards at the Newark Navy shipbuilding yards, not specifically Navy, but a lot of Navy ships. Navy outfitting with electronics took place from roughly December of '42 through the first 3 months of '43. We were back fully on this project from '42 onward, I should say early '43 onward. And we were briefly, I'll get a look. Now, what did they intend to do with these tests? The primary purpose was what power was involved. That is to say, it was much further out from the ship than one would expect. Nobody had prior experiences of what was going to happen, but nonetheless, Townsend Brown, 4th volunteer crew available. But Van Neumann says, we have a problem. Through the binoculars from the deck carrier, there was a waterline around the ship between Nailridge out in the harbor, Philadelphia. The orders came from me. They could understand why. I went to Hal Senior, as the director of the Office of Naval Engineering, and I asked him, what's this all about? Saying when we have to finish an engineering test by, he says, well, I know it came from pretty far up the line. He says, I don't know what we have to do. The line around the ship, it's a huge water line. That is to say,